Alright, my book is The Earth Made New, Plains Indian Stories of Creation by Paul Global. And there's a foreword, and in the foreword, I'm not going to read it, but it's by Joe Medicine Crow, and he was just basically saying how there's like different varieties of creation stories among many different tribes. And back in his day, he was fortunate because the storytellers were the grandmothers and the grandfathers, and the children were always with them. And today it's not like that. Like, kids are more, caught up in technology and TV. But he said that kids should be more educated today and read more stories of the traditional stories, or creation stories. I'll explain each page, and then I'll read the ones that I find interesting. So at the beginning of the world, the mountains crumbled and the earth cracked, and it was flooded with water. And the only living beings were the ducks and fishes. But they were all crying out to Earthmaker. And in the sky, the crow was the only one left, and he was crying out to the Earthmaker, "Kaka, Kaka, Earthmaker, listen to me, I'm tired. Give me some land so I can come down and rest, or I will die." And the Earthmaker, he heard him, and he asked, "I hear you," Earthmaker told him, and he said, "I will help you at his words," and everyone took heart. He asked for help, and there was a duck, a beaver, a grebe, and a black coot, and all of them swam to the bottom of the ocean to grab mud for Earthmaker so he could make the earth, and the only one that came out was the coot. And the Earthmaker, out of all the animals, he chose the turtle because she was gentle, and she had a hard back, and he made the earth on her back. And it says that whenever she moves, because of how gentle she is, she causes earthquakes. And on Earth, that's when he started creating the mountains and the trees and everything. He said he was throwing paint everywhere, and he soothed out the land to make the plains. He said when Earthmaker had finished these things, he peopled the earth with all kinds of beings. He shook the painted robe with which he wore, and flocks of happy birds of every color flew out. They understood him when he spoke. In time he gave each one its rightful place to live, and a voice to sing its song and thanks of praise. Earthmaker spread his robe, and on the ground, as he walked slowly, dragging it by one corner, hosts of animals of every kind ran out from underneath. They understood him when he spoke, and in time he gave them each a place to live. At first the antelopes were in the mountains, but they'd always fall down from the rocks and hurt themselves. So he brought them down to the plains. And the bighorn sheep, they love to jump off of rocks and everything. So he moved them from the plains up into the top of the mountains. And they love the cool air summer, and that is where Earthmaker made them live. While Earthmaker, the creator, was walking around finishing everything, this is probably one of my favorite because there were millions and millions of buffalo back in the day. While Earthmaker, the creator, was walking around and finishing everything, putting grasshoppers here, flies there, mosquitoes everywhere, he was thinking to himself, "These plains are immense. I will make forelegs who are strong and love the hottest sunshine as much as the coldest wind. They will be black and shaggy. The hills and plains will shake with the thunder of their young bulls fighting." He spread his robe on the ground. Perhaps he was tired, or even he lay down, and he fell asleep, because multitudes of buffaloes came out from underneath the edge of his robe and spread out over the plains everywhere. And with this, he thought he should make 2 legs to go along with the buffaloes. And what he did is, he said that they'll have hair on the top of their heads like buffaloes. But he scraped clay from the grandmother turtle's back, and he molded a man and a woman, and he made many of them, and he put them on sage leaves, and then he covered them with cottonwood leaves, and for 4 days he let them rest, and on the 4th day he lifted them up, and he led them to the water to drink, and he told them that he was their father and the grandfather, and then the earth was their mother and their grandmother. And it said at first the buffaloes, they trampled many teepees and they killed many people, and the people were scared, and they prayed the earth maker, and so he came down, and he decided there should be a race of all the birds and all the animals. And since the birds were two legs, they teamed up with the humans, and all the other animals teamed up with the four legs because they had four legs. And he said that they should have a great race, and whoever wins the race, if the buffalo win, they will eat the people, and if the people win, they will eat the buffalo. And so the magpies sat on the buffalo's back until the way into the race, and he was tired, but she was not tired at all, so then she flew, and she won. Like right at the end of the race, she jumped off his back. This is a story about white buffalo calf woman, and it says how the Creator said he wanted to always talk with the people and have them pray to him. So one time there were two hunters and they were going hunting, and then a beautiful young lady came out, and she was dressed in white, and she was carrying a bundle. And one of the hunters had bad thoughts, and the other said she was a holy woman. And then a mist came, and it covered both of them, and the one who had bad thoughts, whenever the mist cleared, he was just a skeleton. And she told the other one to go back and tell his people that she has a message and she's going to come. And so he went and told his people, and then all the people were waited, and then she showed up, and she was singing as she came, and she said, "My brothers and sisters, the Great Spirit has told my buffalo people to give you this. It is a pipe. You will see your prayers rise up in smoke, and you will know he always hears you. The pipe will also join families and nations in peace and love, and from today your people and my buffalo people are one family." And then as she left the circles of teepee, she turned into a white buffalo calf. Earthmaker wondered how else he could help the people. They have to walk a long way looking for the buffalo herds. It is hard for the children and old people. I will give them four-leggeds who will carry men and women on his back. People will feel proud to ride him. I will make him like the sky, gentle and sometimes fierce. He will have lightning in his legs and thunder in his hooves. His mane and his tail will be like clouds around him, his eyes bright as stars. When people hunt, the buffaloes will carry them, and like the wind among the herds. And so the Earthmaker Creator gave the people magnificent herds of horses of every color. You can see there's a red one, blue one, all the colors. Earthmaker spoke to the people, "I've promised to always stay close to you whenever you need my help. On your path through life, talk to me, sing, I am listening. See your prayers rise up to me in the smoke of your sacred pipes. Look for me on the hilltops and in the mountains. Hear me in the wind and the water, crow and coyote. I will come to you in your dreams and in the wisdom of the elk and the eagle, rock or thunder. Think about these and they will teach you everything that you want to know. Remember that the only earth remains forever. Try hard always and let all beings be happy." At the last, Earthmaker piled up the high mountains to hold back the waters from flooding the land and engulfing Great Grandmother Turtle. He told Bull Buffalo, with his strong curved horns and his powerful shoulders, to push amongst the mountains. Bull Buffalo is strong, and he will live for a long time, but not forever. He grows old and older. Every year he loses one hair, and in each of the 4 ages, a leg breaks. When Bull Buffalo dies, the mountains will break apart and the waters will flood once again, and then the Earthmaker will make another world. I like this book. It has a lot of stories that I didn't really know. Like the white buffalo calf one, I knew about that. But just with him creating everything, like all the animals and the mountains, and how he created the horses and the buffalo for the people to, thrive and prosper, together is really, I like that in the Native American culture, how they, interact with nature a lot. But yeah, that's my book, and thank you for having me.